Direct Misfire talking many war games. Bensome and Spoon are taking aim. Comment, like, and subscribe today, keeping you notified and up to date.
Hello champs, and welcome once again to another Direct Misfire Missive. Joining me today, as always, is Spoon and Sellick as we talk hobby and where we've been for the last 4 months, I think it's been. So pull up a seat, grab a bevo, and let's get into it. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. A little bit older.
We are
We're not
back.
dead. So yeah, 4 months. What's happened? Why has it taken us so long to record?
We're freaking lazy.
I'm sure it's more than just that.
I think it's been a little bit of life catching up to us all.
Do tell, explain.
Well, I think two of us, including yourself, Bensome, there, we've moved house.
Yes.
I had a month of no internet as well, or month and a half. So that's all been pretty crazy. How about you, Spoon?
Got married, so the first half of the year was pretty much getting organised for that, really. So
Congratulations again.
all done and dusted.
Nice wedding. Then you went overseas for a bit
Yeah.
to celebrate.
Yep. Lived in Japan for 2.5 weeks. That was pretty awesome.
So Sellick, you moved, and then Spoon went and got married and chuffed off for a month or whatever.
Yep.
And then I decided to move because we found the perfect place, and now I'm out bush, out whoop whoop.
You are out bush.
And that's taken a while to settle in, but we're here now. My hobby room is so much better than it was last time. I've got so much room for activities. So hopefully I can get some more started or completed. I don't want to just do a whole lot of starting and no finishing. That's kind of
That's what I do.
But that's what you do.
At least you start.
We did go to an event, didn't we, Sally?
Yeah, we did actually. So we went to Winter Woe, which was a Kings of War one back in August. I think it was August 10th or around there. But yeah, I didn't go so well. But yeah, it was good fun. Good to get the models out there and roll some dice.
It felt great to finally play with some games after such a long hiatus. It was a bit different, that one, wasn't it? The format, it was a slightly higher points value, 2250 if I recall.
Yeah, it seems to be becoming the norm in Australia, 2250.
I think we're just getting sick of the 2000.
I think so. So I see that the CanCon, the biggest tournament in Australia, got released, the pack there, the players pack. And that one there is also 2250, so it could be a nice theme.
What do you think of the pack?
I've just gone through a very skimmed overview. Not too much has changed in it. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm quite happy. 6 games now instead of 7 is the major change. And if all of our followers that were back then, they would have known that we didn't really like the 7 games. We were pretty cooked after the first 3.
The first day is just so tiring. I didn't want to play anymore after that. I think 3 and 3 is probably the sweet spot for me.
Are they running Clash of Kings 19 for that? I was listening to Countercharge today, and Ronnie was saying that they're releasing Clash of Kings in December.
So it depends on when it comes out here. I think T.O. Matt said if it's like a month, if there's a month spacing, then they'll probably run it just to give people time to use it. Otherwise, it's kind of too soon.
Okay.
So hopefully it comes out and there's no delays. That'd be great.
Yeah.
It would.
But I'm looking forward to that. I see there's a team component as part of it.
Yeah, I haven't got to that just yet.
It seems fairly basic, so you put down your name as a part of a group, so we could do Direct Misfire if we wanted, but then you guys have got to step up your game.
Well, I'll be
I don't
taking...
want to look back.
That's rough.
I'll be taking the elves this time, so maybe. We'll see how they go.
Yeah. Didn't you take them last time?
Never you mind.
It was a very half-assed list, Sellick.
And
Yeah,
Spoon,
it
you did
was.
alright the first time you went, like a
Yeah.
couple of years back.
Just fell in a hole last. I played some really shooty, spammy armies. That bugged me.
So we'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen again. I'm sure Matt can kind of finagle the, the ladder for that.
Make me win.
I'm not sure anyone can make you win, mate.
Yeah, that's a bit tough. There's only so much that we can do. But if we are going to go Direct Misfire, please don't stuff it up. So, the Battlefield cards. We had a game with the Battlefield cards. What did you think, Spoon?
It was interesting. Some of the friggin' cards, the one that you had that bent the rule book was retarded. Basically, gave him line of sight to a unit he couldn't see, and he could just charge it in the flank and take it off the board.
As long as the terrain was the same height as the thing that was wanting to charge. So cavalry in a hill, height 2. Normally you can't see against another thing that was, what, height 2, height 1?
Poor old Spoonie thought he was quite comfortable on my left flank. But he wasn't very comfortable after he got that card given to him.
Half-breeds into the flank. That's pretty fun. But I really like the cards. I think it's a bit silly having all those cards that don't do anything. They're just basic.
Yeah, throw them out.
Just dead cards. So
Yeah.
we're playing with cards. We want stuff to happen.
I think it's fun for a shits and giggles sort of game or a campaign sort of thing. I don't think.
Tournament game.
Tournament game, no thanks.
Yes, please. All the time. I really like that format. I'd like to play that all the time.
I don't think I could do it.
Speaking of campaigns,
Yes?
I think Vanguard's coming out very shortly, isn't it?
Apparently,
Ooh.
I don't know.
next month, couple of weeks, I think it's being posted. I remember mid-October.
Awesome.
Whether or not I'm making stuff up, I don't know.
I'll find out when Bensome brings all my goodies over.
Yes. But I'm keen for that one too. I think the giant's a bit too tall.
Yeah, that thing's
Personally.
ridiculous. You need a suitcase to pack that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just drop it by a third and it'll be a bit better.
He is a monster.
Yes, that's
About 3 times the size of their dragon.
same base size though, so it's alright, apparently. Well, I think the most important thing is you don't need an inverted pyramid.
Yeah.
So the alfoil hat, so the conspiracy theory out there on the internet is that apparently they may be looking at different types of monsters in the next army book. So
Like, do you have an example?
I don't really have a clear example because it's all hearsay, but so different tiers of monsters. So one of your ground type monsters, so very short, may have X amount of abilities, where something like a giant may have more different abilities, I guess.
The term colossal rings a bell. A colossal class monster. Again, I could just be making stuff up. This is
Well.
just on Facebook.
We're not going down 40k path, are we?
No, it's just a different classification. Now you got cavalry and large cavalry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
How do you make a monster bigger, really?
Okay.
And I hope the standard for basing is 75mm bases instead of 50.
Yeah, for the bigger ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that just makes sense.
Interesting.
And what else have we been doing
We
on the
did
gaming side?
we did Spoon Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And what's Spoon Bowl?
Spoon Bowl is the Blood Bowl event I've always wanted to run.
Mm-hmm.
And I hosted it at my place, and we had 8 players, I think. 10 players.
Mm-hmm. A bunch.
And it was a great day. A lot of beer was drank. Actually, we emptied my fridge. So that's a good sign. Somehow the nub that had barely played the game ended up winning the event. Vivian.
Oh no.
Yes. Him and his vampires.
With his vampires. But I think fun was had by
I gotta
all.
say, his luck was pretty good playing vampires, because normally when you go to move a vampire, you roll a dice on a 1, then they have to kind of
Go and
attack
eat.
one of his own dudes.
Yeah.
He
Or feed.
barely rolled any 1s right until the end when it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, great, thanks, luck.
I think if he had played with time, he wouldn't have finished any of his games either. But anyway, next year we'll enforce the clock.
Right.
But it was a good day. Awesome day.
It was a good day.
And I'll run it again in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Does it have to be yearly? Can't we just do like every half year?
I don't want to wear people out.
Once every 6 months, too much?
Maybe once every 6 months. We'll see how we're going. See if I can get the interest. Yeah.
And you also had another small campaign recently.
Oh, yeah.
And what was that?
Went back in the time machine.
Uh-huh.
Back to, I had a mate down from Perth, and we had a weekend of old G-Dub games. We started with Man of War, then we played some War Master, and some 6th edition fantasy. That was a blast. That was awesome.
Did the battles kind of flow on to each other, or was it they were just separate games?
But they were meant to, but during the first day, Jake got food poisoning.
Right.
So Lockie had to fill in for the War Master game. So, yeah, Jake was having constant breaks, and we were just fluffing our way through the first game of War Master. But yeah, there was meant to be a small advantage to the person or the army that won. But that didn't happen. Yeah.
Right.
But it was good
So
fun.
they just ended up being games.
Yeah, it was good fun. I'm hoping to host something like that in the near future. It was good.
Okay. Do you have a date?
No.
You should set a date,
I should set a date.
because otherwise it's just near future all the time.
Yeah.
We know you, Spoon.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Like Spoon Bowl, it'll be a 4-year thing.
Right. Have you done any other hobby? Building 6th Ed armies for Warhammer, is that right?
Painted a whole, or most of a Chaos fleet for Man of War. That was, I had to do that before the event with Jake, or the campaign weekend that was just games.
Mm.
And I started assembling my Slaneshi army for 6th edition again.
Mm-hmm.
So after killing it for Kings of War, I've decided to do it again.
Because that's what you like to do.
Yeah, just
You
redo
like to
things.
punish yourself.
Exactly. To be fair, I had that whole Raging Heroes Kickstarter that
Yep.
I had no idea what I was going to do with, and then it all just sort of slotted into place.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
finally got a use for them.
Yeah,
Good-o.
I think that's it. Oh, and I assembled stuff for Collision that I'm yet to play.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the other thing I did do, I played like 3 turns of Purgatory with Viv.
You played half a game.
I played half a game. But it's like a game made up of many of the games we've played. Like the mechanics are so similar to like 4 or 5 different games we've played before.
Mm.
So it
I
doesn't
find it's happening a lot with the newer games. They're just borrowing
Mechanics.
from others and
Yeah.
smashing it together.
The idea of it's really cool. Battling with angels, not angles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Depends on
that's
the
about.
spelling.
Yeah. You build your own little gang or whatever they call it and fight it out to the death. They give themselves abilities. Sort of, it's probably close to Malifaux, I guess. Give themselves abilities if they're in the buff area and shit. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, that's about it.
What about you, Sellick? What's going on,
Yeah,
Sellick, down in
not-
Hobby Town?
Oh, not too much in Hobbytown actually, but I guess on the hobby front, just getting everything set up in the new house, much like yourself. Put together a couple more zombies. Obviously, that's a lot of zombies still to go, but that's getting ready to be on the painting table sometime this week. And also doing a little bit of light reading of The Edge of the Abyss that's come in as well. So that's the Tales of Mantica. Still can't get over that name. But yeah, it's so far so good. I'll probably wait until I finish all the stories. So I think there's 10 stories in total. But then we'll have a little bit of a book club episode, I think.
I'm still waiting on mine to arrive.
Oh, well, you probably read it faster than I will. My only complaint so far is that although it was edited, some of the page numbers don't really line up with the
Like the
itinerary.
contents?
Yeah, the contents at the start. So it says go to page 210, I think it is, and it actually starts on 190. So
Well, it wouldn't be Mantic if there wasn't
it's not
book
yeah,
issues.
it's not 1 or 2 pages off. It's like 20.
Right.
But yeah, obviously that doesn't impact the story, so
No.
it's all good.
Good.
And you, Bensome, what are you working on? You're always working on about 12 things.
Yeah, it feels like it. So first, I think, was the Blood Bowl team, because I hadn't had a Blood Bowl team painted, and Spoon Bowl was the perfect excuse to get that going, so
Looks pretty
smashed
schmick.
out a Norse team, so happy with them. I don't think I'll paint another team until the next Spoon Bowl, so
That'll give
if
you
we
an
start
excuse.
That, then I'll do another. Yeah, that's right. And then I reviewed a game for the Australian Tabletop Gaming Network. It was a Kickstarter game, Verge of War. It's a sci-fi skirmish thing. It's okay, not great.
Read the review, I guess.
Read the review. That's taken up a bit of time. Video games have also taken up a lot of time because of the moving. You don't have the hobby space set up. It wasn't a whole lot of painting happening when I first moved in, so playing a lot of video games. God of War, so good. And then I finally started to get work on the dragon. Your
Nice.
dragon.
My dragon.
The Titan
yes.
Forge Dragon Empire dragon.
He's very pretty.
He's so big. He's just... I keep putting a layer of colour on and think, hang on, it doesn't look right. Oh, that's right, because I've forgotten all the shade or these needs highlights, and it's just, there's so much to it. It just keeps going. But every little bit finally gets me closer to the end. I think the first thing that I painted when I moved into this new joint was for the Mycon. Was it Mycon? No, it was the Winter Woe.
Winter Woe. Yep.
Yeah. I had a Raging Heroes Manticore, or Shedu, I think they call it. It's like their Lamassu.
Yep, from Castors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I converted a Forge World Sorcerer to sit on top, and that became my Supreme Ironcaster on Flying Beastie. And he joined the Super Best Friends list to make it the Super Best Friends list for that tournament. It wasn't great. And I was just thinking on the way home tonight, going to CanCon, how can I make that worse? And I'm thinking if I can finagle in the Abyssal Flamebearers with an Archfiend, and then all the super best friends from the Abyssal Dwarfs.
Well, you will have a little bit more points to wiggle
Yeah.
in.
Hey,
So
I think 250 buys you a fiend without any wings.
So I'm going to take all the characters and no unit strength and sit in the middle of the pack with my awesome skills. I probably won't do too bad unless the objectives really screw me over. I'm probably not going to do that, but I am having serious thoughts about it. If I can get my goblins rebased in time, I might bring them along. A few weekends ago, friends of the show, Nick, he hosted a little hobby day at his joint, and I thought it was a good opportunity to finally get the multi-base project underway, because it's better than painting an entire army. Just got to paint some bases.
Yeah.
And so I've gone with a swamp theme, because Spoon, you and I have snow-themed armies already, and we pretty much just play on a snow-themed match.
That's because
Snow
it's
terrain.
cool.
Yeah. I thought,
Literally.
we have a swamp-themed mat. How about I do some swamp-themed bases, and then we can play on it, and it doesn't look out of place.
That'll be cool because I'm going to do my Skaven or Ratkin with Swamp.
Or maybe we should do that sooner rather than later so we can play all swamp
Dude, my
games.
project list is too long. Anyway, keep going.
Well, just rearrange some things, prioritize. But yeah, I've got them underway. They're not painted, but they are built and undercoated, so it's swamp. What's to paint, really? Brown and green and some water effects.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't take too long. I think it's just the squigs, because it was a squig army that I'm converting over. Trying to get them bouncing and stuff will be the biggest challenge. I bought some minces, because minces. So hopefully they're alright. We'll see. I don't know. But they're my plans. And I'm pretty sure there's a butt ton of other hobby that I'm forgetting. It's been 4 months.
Probably Malifaux.
Probably Malifaux. There hasn't been a lot going on in old Malifaux. I know I've bought a couple of models. I may have painted one basic figure just to get the brushes moist. But there's a 3rd edition looming, so I think enthusiasm for the game has kind of died down a bit until that gets released, and we don't know when that's happening.
Yeah.
But I'm keen for that one. I think that's all that we've got.
I got Wave 2 Twisted coming soon.
Soon, inverted commas.
Yeah, I don't know when it'll be. But that,
Soon.
you know what that means, Sellick? You'll finally get your thank you gift.
Yeah.
But are you going to play it, or are you just going to let it collect dust?
Oh, I'll play it.
There you go. You've heard it from the man. It's recorded.
Uh-oh.
And then so I edit it out. I'll just bleep it. How's the 40k going?
40k?
Yeah.
What 40k? I haven't played 40k.
All right, what's the next game that we've been playing? We were playing D&D for a while, and that kind of petered out as well.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, gave that a whirl.
Seem to jump games a lot. That's just what our group does.
I was really enjoying that too.
I think it needed to be done week after week, or maybe weekends or something. I don't know.
Just to be more consistent and
Yeah.
keep it in people's minds.
But then again, you got to get people committed to it every week, which is the problem. Like any campaign.
Yeah, because I'm 2 hours away now,
Yeah, it makes it a bit more
I
difficult.
don't want to be doing that
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So that's what we've been doing for the last 4 months. What are our plans for the next... Oh, let's be fairly conservative. Next month. What are we doing for the next month?
Well, I'm going to keep going on these zombies, I think. I may even have to hijack some airbrushes or something and paint up some buildings for the zombie games that I've been playing. And after that, I'm going to the Cook Islands at the end of October. So,
What for?
just a holiday, bit
Just
of
to
a
cook.
relax.
And how long is that going to keep you away?
Just like a week and a half, so not too much.
Okay. Well, hopefully you enjoy that.
I'll struggle through it, mate.
If you need to borrow my airbrush again, you can borrow it. I haven't used it. I didn't buy it. Like, I went to go airbrush things, and because it's not the right kind of airbrush, it's not going to work. So I have to get an actual airbrush. I've got the compressor, but the actual airbrush bit, I need a new one. So if you need, you can borrow that again.
Sounds good.
Spoon, what have you got planned? Do you have plans?
I don't know. I've got a mix of things. There's still Twisted on my painting desk. The rest of the Chaos Man of War fleet. Collision, because I assembled and undercoated all that.
So what is that? You mentioned that before. and
Collision?
I think this is the first time I've heard of it.
I've probably showed you before. It's like sort of maybe not similar to, well, kind of similar to Necromunda, I guess. Small skirmish, like 5 to 8 figures a side, sort of thing.
Okay.
I haven't played it yet. I'll have to show you. I'll send you a link.
Where did this come from?
Kickstarter. This was one of the lovely things I bought when Fantasy died.
Okay, that was a while ago.
Yeah. This come out probably not long after Twisted on Kickstarter, I think.
Right.
Yeah. I just picked,
Okay.
like I did Twisted, Collision, and Purgatory. They were all pretty close to each other from
Uh-huh.
memory. Yeah, this is just when Fantasy died and then
You were
cracked the
mourning
sads.
and then you were just sleeping
Mourning
around
with
with
his
other
wallet.
games.
Yeah, exactly. I had to find my new thing. And I still am yet to play it.
Classic Spoon.
I'll get there one day.
And you, Bensome. So you've got normally about 20 things on the painting table. What
Yep.
is next?
Okay, so part assembly of the Boromite hauler. So that's in chunks. I don't want to glue the entire thing together because I think it'll be a bit annoying to paint if it's wholly together. So I've done that. I'm still working on that dragon. I feel like I want to do the goblins, but I don't think that's actually going to happen until we have a dedicated day for it. Because I think, for me, I need an event to work towards or a date to work towards. Otherwise, I'm just kind of painting aimlessly. But I think the biggest killer of my time is bloody God of War, because it's so good. I don't want to play, and I want to play that game.
Unplug the PlayStation and put it somewhere else.
I got a nice new telly on my 65-inch TV. It's kind of hard to avoid. I do have some Malifaux that I need to paint for Viv. Bloody hell, they were annoying to put together. Bloody swirly ghosts and their swirliness are just... it's ridiculous. Weird Games needs to get their shit together in terms of cutting miniatures because they're stupid.
Is it
I'll
worse?
get them painted.
Worse than Nagash and his ghosts?
He wasn't actually that bad. They were big and
okay.
chunky.
Okay.
But these things, like, you have your base, and then you think, all right, I'll put the dude in the center and have the swirly bits around it. No, you put part of the swirly bit down, you put a foot down, then you put another part of the swirly bit down, then the body, and then you have to kind of clip this other swirly bit in there. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. It's dumb, and I don't like it.
Those guys must make the models and then just laugh.
That's all they do. It's all a big practical joke to them.
How many
Yeah, just-
dickheads can we piss off today?
They hire a puzzle expert to put it together.
But I'll probably paint them. They're ghosts. They probably won't take too long. And I don't think we've got there's a Malifaux event coming up after my engagement party, which is at the start of November. I think the event is the week after. And if Viv is attending, I'll probably have to have them painted by then. So I'll have a deadline, which is good for me, I guess.
Huzzah!
Yeah. But other than that, I think that's okay. I feel like there is some Abyssal Dwarf somethings that I'm forgetting to add into the list.
Haven't you finished that army?
I know, I feel like I should be divorced from that, but it keeps coming back.
Yeah, that's exactly what... You and Spoon need new armies. You guys
Yes.
have been playing the same old shit constantly for the last, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Yeah. I need to... But I don't want to paint infantry. Like, the next thing I could do is more, some decimators. But I got the old decimators, which are rubbish to assemble. I was complaining about Weird Games before. This is just stupid to put together. And
No,
I
I
don't want to
think-
get new decimators.
I think you just need to go straight back to the Gobbos, slap
Alright.
some new bases on them, get
Yep.
it happening. We should set up a day, just rebase some armies. I've got 2 to rebase at the moment, so...
Okay, alright. Well, set a date, and we'll get it going. And then I might take it to CanCon.
Ooh,
If I don't get it painted, the dwarfs are coming out again, because they're so pretty.
sounds good.
Yeah. And there's something happening this Saturday?
Oh, yeah, that's grand final day, but it's not really a games day. There's games
Okay.
included, but I reckon video games is probably more appealing.
Right.
So
'Cause
what
Barnes
grand
are
final
coming.
is it for the international...
It's
listeners?
AFL grand final, and I'm very nervous. So,
So
that's
that's Australian League football, is it?
Australian Football League.
Australian Football League?
Yeah.
ALF? ALF?
Alf. No, it should be.
Yeah.
Something that I have no interest in, but the games are there, so...
My team's playing,
Games and beers.
and I'm super nervous, and I'm going to probably be drunk. Cop that.
And by
Okay.
probably you mean you will be.
Will be.
Yes.
It's planned. It's already put it in.
And then we can play Mario Kart or something crazy.
Or whatever. Alright, so okay, sure. I think we're diverting a bit from the actual hobby talk.
We are.
So that's been us for the last 4 months and the very near future. I think this cast was just to let everyone know that, yes, we're still alive and we're not stopping the podcast anytime soon, are we? Are we?
Nope. No.
Okay.
No, we miss you. We miss everyone.
And we kind of need to get the rust off the gears and get this cast moving again. So nice and short missive today, but we'll be back. Oh, I don't want to make promises because what happened last time? So it's 4 months the last time I promised something.
Actions are better
Could be
than
10
words.
years next time, Ben. Could be 10 years.
Yeah. We'll just pay for the podcast hosting and not record anything for 10 years. Great. All right, we'll leave it there because we're just going to ramble.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for sticking with us, and hopefully we'll see you or speak to you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah, direct misfire blowing up the game. Talking many war games is our aim. From rulebooks to advice, we cover it all. With the best tactics, we never fall. Bensome and Spoon are your hosts every vid. Misfiring, but aiming up ahead. Comment, like, and subscribe today. Keeping you notified and up to date. Come check us out at facebook.com/directmisfire or shoot us over an email at directmisfire@gmail.com.